my dad's still got a very big sex drive.
Bless him.
I don't like it. I don't like it because I want mine to go away. Right? I went to get one of those. I had a testosterone shot once, right? Where you get low testosterone or whatever. Bill Burr does a routine about like how he, in traffic, he doesn't want to have the fucking be like a 20-year-old or whatever. I feel the same way about, they go, oh, your sex drive. And I'm like, I don't want my sex drive to go up. I want that thing to go away. That was part of the joy of getting older. Because I thought about sex less. Don't put that back into me. I just want a little bit more energy. I don't want to think about fucking anymore.
Sometimes I do think about that because, like, I'm a sober guy, and so gave up drugs and alcohol.
I'm California sober. I call it high and dry.
Yeah.
Right? So I take edibles. It changed my life, really. It really changed my life.
How so?
Because I was an alcoholic, and I took. I don't think I was ever a drug addict, to be honest with you. I loved drugs, but I used to go long spells without them, and then But if I was partying to get wasted, and so I was never even a drinker that woke up. But I still do this. I have no interest in one drink, or people, do you want to go down to the bar for one? I have no interest in that. No. I just wanted to get wasted. Just blackout drunk was what I wanted to be, or on coke too much. See, I used to think I was a great drinker. I wasn't. I was just taking cocaine with it.
Sure. Fair enough.
So everyone was, I was one of the great drinkers, right? I could drink on stage. Like, no, I wasn't. I was also on cocaine. Right?
Sure.
And then I gave up drugs, and then it turned out I was a sloppy ass drunk, like an embarrassing, like I was a lush, right? And it turns out I was probably always like that, but the cocaine was masking it. So I had to give up that, and then giving up that, why the fuck are you smoking? You're not even drunk, so you give up that. And then at the end, it's just, as I said, I take an edible and I eat food, and that's my vice. That's my vice. And then, like, I deny myself, I fast, and then I get high one day a week, and I fucking go to town.
How did you find, because you said you'd have a drink on stage, how did your material and your performance as a comedian change when you stopped?
The best shows I ever did, I was blind drunk, and the worst shows I ever did, I was blind drunk. And I never have a show that really fails now. I used to have shows that failed because I was just on the stage, right? And sometimes there was lovely in the moment things, in no filter, all those wonderful things. But there was shows where I was almost like, you don't understand me, like almost in tears, like getting emotional drunk in front of 3,000 people, like really crazy shit, I don't regret it because it was such a big part of my life. Drinking was such a big part of my life. I called my specials after drinking. I had one special called Alcoholocaust, and that was because that was nothing to do.
It's a great name.
There's other
great
Holocaust.
Name. Great name. No, it's incredible. Great name.
But I called it that after the fact because I got so drunk during the special, I woke up in the morning, I couldn't remember the special. And then I watched the special back. It's my best special. And I don't remember.
Why do you say that? Why do you? Because you were totally free, or just the quality of the material?
It had the quality of material. I'd sort of found my voice. Before that, I was sort of, very much just like, this is a good bit. This is a good bit. I didn't speak too much about my personal life or any beliefs or anything like that. I told a story about taking a friend with muscular dystrophy to a brothel, which I still think is my best sort of 30 minutes of stand-up, where it's like it's honest and it's real and it's and I spoke openly for 15 minutes about depression, and I also, whilst drunk, spoke openly. You could see it was a person struggling up there. You could it's kind of beautiful because it's like someone like
honest.
Yeah, I'm having problems. Right? But I still was funny about it. And it was clear that it was a bloke with problems who was just telling the truth. And so the rest of it was all, there was a lot of vibrato about, who I was and tough guy comic in a leather jacket or whatever. And that one, I was just a drunk bloke in a flannel shirt having a go. You know, it's for me, it's my best one.
It's interesting.
Which special was that?
Yeah, Alcoholocaust. It's only online, and I don't know who.
Okay.
There's someone else who put it was on Showtime for 5 minutes. You know, this is back when specials used to air. They'd be on 4 or 5 times, and then they were fucking gone. You know, Netflix was wonderful for stand-up comedy because, you know, I was one of maybe 10 comics who could go overseas and do gigs, and my territories were Australia, Britain, America, Canada, right? And that was everything that I could do. And I was like one of the world comics, you know, and I'd go to Asia and I would do gigs, but it would be all white people who were expats who used to live there. I now tour Asia. I'll go to Japan and I'll play in front of 2,000 Japanese people because they've watched the specials.
Right. Yeah. They're familiar with
the Netflix specials have happened, and even if their English isn't great, they'll have the subtitles so they can sort of follow along, and then they sort of, you know, so and now there's tons, there's 30 comics who can do that now and go around the world. And, you know, I just did a big tour and we did Iceland. Like, when the fuck am I? How the fuck would anyone know who the fuck I was in Iceland before streamers?
And with
so cool.
With the success of that special, when is the follow-up Alka Hauschwitz?
I've given up smoking. I've given up alcohol. I've given up drugs. One of my favorite things in the world is to get high and smash food, man.
Yeah.
Just just smash it. And then when I was on Ozempic for that month, I wasn't enjoying food.
Interesting.
And I was like, I like enjoying food. I'd rather deny myself the enjoyment and then when I have it, enjoy it rather than like, I don't even feel like eating. And then when I do eat, I'm not that into it. But maybe you fight through that. Maybe if you keep taking it.
You do fight through it. You can ask Josh. I love food. Right. Love food. It's an experience. It's the best. It's not fuel. It's everything.
I think food. I think food is life. Like that, going to restaurants and having a good meal, especially as you get older and you give up night clubbing or whatever. You know, like I couldn't give a fuck about ever going to a strip club again in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a real experience, like if I can fucking take 2 edibles and like go to like my favorite Chinese restaurant or my favorite whatever restaurant, or even like go fast food or go Michelin star food, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like 2 types of food, right? I like fast food and high end food. I don't want to eat Applebee's and shit in the middle, Olive Garden. There's this shit in the middle that's nothing food.
Right. No fast casual.
What's your Chinese food order?
In Australia, it's different from what it is in America. But in America, I am partial to that walnut shrimp.
It's gorgeous.
Where they just batter a shrimp, cover it in like mayonnaise, and then can add walnuts on it
and sugar and just sweet.
That like they call them honey prawns in Australia, but they don't have the walnut. That's a great one. Yeah, we're the good guys,